We shouldn't let it go down. The only thing that can give us victory is come 2023 at the poll. I covered the 2015 election, I covered the 2019 election, and I can tell you categorically that the youth do not vote. We don't go out to vote. The elite don't go out to vote. But this is the time for us to rise up and take what belongs to us. Majority of the people we are fighting for, they were in power at our age.
Yes.
President Muhammadu Buhari was head of state in his 30s. He was minister of petroleum in his 40s. How old was Yakubu Gowon? How old was Obasanjo? But again, I also need to note that the youth of our time, we have felt we can't do it. Let them be doing it. But now look at what we are doing. So in a nutshell, I want us to keep up the tempo peacefully and let us educate everybody around us. Get our PVC. Come 2023, we must change the narrative. And for me, I will also say that there's no point saying, oh, we must be president, we must be this. We need to really strategize that youth must be at every level, House of Assembly, House of Rep, everywhere, local government chairman, so that our voice can be heard. And another thing I want to say is that majority of us, we have these poor people around us. We have these people that can't eat 3 square meals. Don't let us overlook them. Don't let us just sideline them. Any help we can give, let us give. Because when the sheep are down, they are the first people that will take to the streets. And we will be the target.
Absolutely.
So many times when we go to ShopRite, we go to the mall with our children, we see these people too with their children coming from window shopping. At times they beg, we neglect them. So when there is any opportunity for them to go into those malls, they seize the advantage and they overdo it. The people that went to loot all those shops, it's not people like you and I. We can afford those things they are stealing. Sure. But the ones that are amongst us, that are within us, in our environment, our neighbors, our community, let us give a helping hand. That's my submission.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Can I quickly chip in something in addition to that?
Yeah.
Please, can I? So there's something that I realized from those in our environment, those that were staying close to TVC. And somebody was saying that if TVC had managed the relationship with those around well, it probably wouldn't have been that bad. And those that rescued us personally, those that rescued me and Morayo and the 2 production guys, those guys are they are the area people. They are like the dons of the area. They came to rescue us. They knew us. They had a relationship with TVC. TVC had a relationship with them. So they were the one that they had to scare away. Before the police came to take over, they scared away the bad cows. So even among the thugs, there were the reasonable ones, and there were the ones that were just, that their eyes were just, I like, the one that confronted me, searched through my bag, saw my iPhone, educated enough, knew that I needed to log out of it, told me, log out of your phone.
Are you kidding me?
Then saw the techno and saw that, okay, my iPhone was, and I told him the iPhone is dead. I can't log out of it. I can write my password, but I can't remember the password. Then he saw the techno and saw that the techno had no password, and he took the techno and gave me back the iPhone because it was dead. So that one was a bit reasonable. Still, he wanted money. So he opened my bag and was searching to see how he could get money. He checked my phone. There was no mobile app on the techno phone. It was the iPhone that had mobile app. So I was like, transfer money. Where is your? It was smart. On the other hand, the person that faced Morayo, also educated, clean, wearing a white clean shirt, has his eyes like he was already like Igbo shots, you know. When you've already smoked, they've smoked. He was not being reasonable. He took the phone, he hit her head, and was, you know, like it was aggressive in a way that you will know this person isn't normal. So here is buttressing what Mrs. Adeyinka said. I was walking back home yesterday and I saw guys on the streets, and virtually they're looking at you because you are in a car they feel you are privileged. And
Yeah.
so you are a thief,
You are
or
the enemy.
I have a right to steal from you. You have, I don't have. You live in a house, I don't live in a house. You are driving a car. Your car is even tinted. They were like, Akura. No, my friend that brought me had to drop me off that he does not think he wants to take me to the house, because at every interval, before we drive 3 minutes, there's another roadblock with some thugs hailing him and saying, Baba Akura, tinted car, you have to drop something. And the way they would mob around the car, you know that your life is in danger. And these people live in this environment. They live inside this face me, face use. They are everywhere.
Are these people Igbo or Hausa? Because that's also what we need to start telling people.
No, I have to say that they are Yorubas. I said it over and over again. Those that attack TVC are Yoruba people. I've been telling everybody, please make no mistake. Make no mistake. Those that attacked TVC were Yoruba people. It was not Igbo, it was not Hausa. They were Yoruba people.
TMO. See,
yes,
this is a very good initiative by Mr. Stephen, and I think we need to make it larger than this. The truth about it is, if you look at these hoodlums very well, the population of the Yorubas among them is way more than the so-called Igbos that they are clamoring about.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's number one. Then number two, you see, when the ships are down, it's not really about tribe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See, if you are going in the morning, and you are driving your car, look at the faces of people at the bus stop. They look at you with hatred. They look at you with envy. They look at you with disdain. That
So
why are you privileged? Why am I not privileged? That's why at times when I'm going out, when I see all these boys around, I will just park, I will wind down my car, I will give them money, so that they can have this feeling that, well, I understand your plight. And if I tell you, it has really, really helped me several times. Something happened a day before that Lekki toll. You know, I was going around covering the protest, and I got to a place. It was a roadblock. They were extorting money. They actually turned this Lekki Ekpe Express Road to extortion point. So I stopped on the bike and I was trying to explain to them that this is what SARS are doing that we are protesting against. You can't be extorting money from us. It is not right. Don't let's do it. After I explained everything to them, then I saw somebody walking by with all these drinks, pure bottled water drink, and I called the lady and I told all of them, oh yeah, take the drinks you want and I pay. Do you know that a day after that day, I went to other places. On two different occasions, people came to meet me and say, oh, Mama, we saw you when you bought us drinks and everything. And I was wondering that how come you were there yesterday and again you are here today? I feel what these people want is a little bit of love, a little bit of attention from we, the middle class and the rich people. That is what I feel. And look at what TMO has said, that it was still some people around the TVC that took them away from that place. So that means they are not all stupid. Some of them are actually reasonable.
Yeah.
There was this thing somebody sent to me about Oba of Lagos, and you needed to see the accusation. You needed to see what triggered people to go and loot the place. We need to be good in our immediate environment. It helps in times like this. If there is anybody in your area that you feel, oh, some of these people are actually, they have skills. Some of them will tell you, I did welding, but there's no welder shop for me.
And many of them went to polytechnics.
Exactly. Yeah. So any one of them that we can help, we can empower, we can just, lift from that place. That is that. That is for the hoodlums. But for the people going into all these COVID-19 palliatives, I saw the rich amongst them. They were taking those things out of pain of what the government did. That you add all these things, you couldn't even share it for the public.
But that's another wrong information. So I went into Lagos State, got those particular palliatives, maybe got more palliatives. just in October. So I don't want to be a government apologetic, but I am, because of my media background and because of my job as being a media person, I want us to always put the facts out. So because many times we spread misinformation and aggravate people. So people are now shouting, so this much palliatives were here, they did not share it. Actually, no, 50,000 food for 50,000 people was just handed over to Lagos State at the end of September. And they put it on Twitter that we got 50,000 foodstuff. And from the 1st of October, they started sharing it around.
Wow.
You know, so when we put this information and say, if we do, I scrolled down, it was right there. They cannot fake it. They tweeted it back then. And I wanted to scroll down myself. I saw it with my eye. We must be careful when we spread information.
Okay.
You know, because every time we're spreading this information, people will get angry and get volatile. And the information was wrong. Same way that Enough is Enough had to apologize because the camera they took out was not camera. It was infrared scanner they didn't want to damage. The cameras are there and LCC said they will release the footage. So, but people first went crazy with the information. What's your camera? Oh, they want to kill us. They want to kill us. They removed the camera. People started getting crazy, getting angry, and they left that. So I understand the importance of communication. I know we want to feel involved in this campaign. People want to feel like I'm doing something. So they are resharing, they are retweeting, they are reposting. But hold on, before you repost, before you share, ensure you are sharing only facts. The Computer Village video I shared today came to my husband directly from the OPCs in Computer Village. So when I shared, people were asking me, where did this happen? I said, today in Computer Village. They tried to attack, they shot into the air. OPC and police prevented them. I was sharing the video I could verify. Let us try to verify information as much as possible. I'm not talking to you, Mr. Dinka. I'm talking to everybody watching us on Facebook that you all need to be responsible because tempers are high.
Exactly. I have Ashiri here. He's a comedian, and a lot of comedians were involved in the NSAS movement. If I was just chatting with Arole also, who just said he's emotionally drained. I mean, Shiri, what do you want to say about this issue?
Yeah. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Yeah. First off, let me thank God on behalf of my lovely sister that just spoke now. I was worried for her that day because I saw a live video on Neya Adesoya's page. So I had to follow through. When I saw that they were out, I was really relieved. So thank God. Basically, my quota is not much. Everyone is drained, like Mr. Steve Akitayo said. But what I would just say is I've learned a lot of lessons in the last couple of days. And personally, between Tuesday and now, the bulk of what I've been doing is debunking fake stories.
Yeah.
One of the first thing I did for most people on my profile was that I had to go get the video because I profiled the genesis of these tensions. Now, most of these emotions tried on sensationalize. People were sensationalizing things. Now, there was a picture that went viral. A guy that carried a lady wrapped in flag.
Yes, my cousin. Yeah, my cousin just.
And it was an excerpt from NCCF drama. It wasn't real. It was from a drama administration. And most celebrities, and this is where I'm going, most celebrities reposted this particular video with sensational caption. I remember personally entering into the DM of some celebrity that this news is not true. Can you put it down? I think 2 out of every 10 I reach out to, they refuse. They didn't put it down. Okay, one said it needed proof. I had to go get the video of that particular drama. That this is a drama. This thing did not happen. That's one. There was a lady that they compared their picture that they showed her while she was dancing. I don't know if any of us remember. They showed us when she was dancing, and then they now showed us when she unfortunately died. May so rest in peace. Now, according to the story, they said she was one of the people that was shot. But now we have to trace. Then we saw a friend of ours that actually posted RIP a day before.
Yeah.
Apparently, she was going back home from the protest ground. Apparently, she was going back home from the protest ground. Then she had a bike accident and the like. So, but I don't want to start elaborating. But what I would just say is the lessons in the last couple of days is, number one, I was still in a youth meeting earlier on where I told them point blank that things escalated because people didn't swallow their ego. People didn't swallow their ego. The signs were all over. The signs were all over that, okay, a movement is being threatened to be being hijacked. Yes, protest is not protesters that cause problem. But we always know that people always look for opportunities to cause problem. The last xenophobia attack was the first looting around the Ajaxes. It was during that xenophobic attack, and the same thing happened there. So I would just say, hello?
Can I quickly ask something, Ashiri?
Yes, ma'am. Please, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Angelika, well done, ma'am.
Yeah. Personally, let me ask you sincerely, do you think this protest was only about NSAT?
Do I think what, ma'am?
Do you think this protest was about only NSAS?
Okay, this is how we answer the question. There is no gathering without vested interest. So it is me as an individual that knows my own agenda. But at the same time, from experience, it is pertinent on people to know that wherever there is sustained agitations, agenda will start flying. We are in this same Lagos where even us as individuals, you want to stage a party.
Ashiri, let me tell you what I mean. This protest is not only about NSAS. It has been a long due frustration of Nigerians and Lagosians.
Yes.
And everybody at their own, everybody knows what is paining him or her.
Yeah.
I tell you now that personally, Mr. Stephen, personally in my area, we've not had light for 4 months.
Wow.
I've been paying my generator. And they said we should contribute money to buy our transformer. But when we buy this transformer, they will bring NEPA bill and we will pay.
Sure.
But now, let me tell you something. As an entrepreneur, and that's what I was discussing with some people in the government today, a leader should take responsibility before dialogue.
Sure.
And that is my pain with the government. See, this is my area. Doran, Reddington, Vedic is actually my hospital. Safeway, I use Safeway. Please, Ashiri, when the coffee is gone, take a day, drive around, talk to the doctors, and they will tell you the situation of things. Whatever the agitation is, our government did not stand up on time.
We were busy with the election.
Yes, it was.
Hello, ma.
Can I go trace what Mrs. Inka just said?
I want to. I have Emmanuel. Sorry, Jem just cut you short because one of those that I felt were left out in this whole thing were the Northerners, and I have Mohammed Jega here, and I want to hear from his own point of view. Mohammed Yade. Hello, Mohammed.
Yeah, Mr. Akintayo, thank you very much for having me this evening. Good evening, everyone, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure to be here with you this evening. Even though I struggled, there was another meeting happening around this time, so I'm sorry I'm joining late. It's better late than never. So I would like to know what's the conversation around so that I can know the angle you want me to come in.
Well, basically, we're trying to calm all nerves down, encourage young people to at least let's have peace for now. We understand that we don't want to get too much into who is wrong, what happened. We want to first of all say, let's all calm down. also want to say, let's channel this energy into a political movement. Of course, every revolution always starts with a movement. But if a movement will eventually change a nation, it then moves to a political one. I mean, we saw what happened with the apartheid in South Africa, right? How the Nelson Mandela, it was a movement. But over time, it became a party, and that's what even brought in Nelson Mandela to become the president of South Africa. So, but we just need you to say your opinion about the EndSARS movement and the need for all of us to become, and whatever advice you have for the youth.
All right, thank you very much. It's very critical for us to understand that to protest or to agitate for a certain cause, it's very normal. As citizens of a country, we are very, very eligible to do that. And every citizen is allowed to ventilate his anger and also to protest and also call the attention of the government. But there's one thing about protest, once people are agitated, it's always good for you to have demands and also create an avenue for conversation, a roundtable conversation whereby you'll be able to understand yourself. And by drawing the attention of the government, yes, they've seen you out, they've seen the numbers, they've seen your actions. Then what you need to do is to do the backward integration by letting them know that there's a lot to do in terms of creating that. Once you have that crack, it's going to become another thing else. So it's always advisable for we to look at how best we could be able to manage it in terms of utilizing that opportunity to put up our demands, because there's a lot of things happening. EndSARS is one thing. There's a lot of things, there's a lot of issues. If I start mentioning them, we might reach tomorrow. So, but what needs to be done is you always have a first mover approach, an opportunity to bring other things. So that conversation would have led us to a lot of things. I'm not happy the way everything turned around to be, but I believe we are learning a lesson, and also we want to understand that this country is a country that we all have rights over. This is the only country we have. We don't have another second country that we can run to. If we have a crack and disruption in this country, it will be difficult to manage it. We've seen what's happening in Lagos. But what needs to be done is, yes, government is government, and government has a lot of responsibilities for its citizens. The responsibilities are very numerous. They are very ambitious. Every time we have issues, we need to see how best we can be able to articulate those issues we have. Yeah, by identifying people of capacity, people of skills, people of a good reputation, to champion a conversation around that. If those kind of people were frontliners in those conversations, it would have been very easy for us. I was very ashamed when I saw Davido. Davido did very well. He went to meet IG, but Davido could not express himself. I was so disappointed. He couldn't express himself. Why? Because other youth leaders, other young people in their own different who are established top CEOs have folded their arms and relaxed. But he took it upon himself to take that move. And he has to speak on your behalf on that move. So it's really, so you need to look at it from different angles. So I'm happy that young people are now awake. They've realized that the need gap for them to step up their game, also to move out of their comfort zone, to utilize every opportunity they have to engage. It's about dialogue, to engage. You can't force, there's a lot of things that you can do based on conversation. We're thinking about having a lot of young think tank, young people coming together from different parts of this country.
I mean, Mohammed, you and I know we have been engaging for years. Let's be realistic. We have been engaging for years and we have not seen change. Honestly, one of the things that I felt maybe the EndSARS movement, which I felt will have led there. I felt the northern guys.
Yes, EndSARS movement, Mr. Akintayo, EndSARS movement has given us a room for that engagement, that real engagement that would have got us to the table. But we didn't manage it well.
Hope we have not lost that.
I will take you on So
No, I said we didn't manage it well. That's what I'm
permit me
saying.
to take you on not managing it well. I think not managing it well. Let me come in there as someone that I can categorically say I was at the forefront. I was leading protests, sending welfare materials, doing this thing. Telling us that they didn't manage it well is relative, and I won't want us to go down that lane.
Yeah.
Because let me tell you the science. Let me tell you the science behind this protest. It wasn't just an everyday protest. Number one of the unique thing about the protest when it started was the fact that it was leaderless.
Yes.
So nobody was leading. So I need it because I pieced together the fact. Now, leaderlessness as a strategy worked to a certain point. I remember that I tweeted at some point that, okay, leaderlessness has worked. That was like 2 days before the attack. That, okay, I think leaderlessness as a strategy is already expiring. Let us start converting our outcries to implementation. But the other speaker rightly said, this is a government you cannot trust with engagement.
That's true.
This is a government that will bully you at the level of engagement.
That's the truth.
That's the truth. Government that I remember that, okay, at a point I was confused because nobody was trying to one up. So because the protest was more of everybody was leading within their span of influence. So this person has this, is leading. So there's nobody to. So I remember, so someone came to me that, okay, when Lagos State government, let me now, just give me 2 minutes. When Lagos State government instituted the state judicial panel, and they were like, okay, they were waiting for 2 people, and nobody was showing up. I remember tweeting then that let us appoint 2 reps that will be unpopular, that are very random, such that the randomness of these people will even destabilize them in the panel. If it's a popular celebrity, it's gullible, it's vulnerable. So this is the point I'm trying to make. Summing it up, I have looked at it. I spent the whole of yesterday analyzing where things went wrong. I will just say, I won't say nothing went wrong. Yes, actually something went wrong, but at the same time, it was lessons learned. But this is the way forward. And the way forward is that at the level at which we are now, engagement, number one, cannot give us results. They will continue to set up panels for us and it won't work. The only thing that can work for us now is to start engineering ourselves to be strongholds in politics. Now, today now as an action point, I just call some people in my area now. Every Saturday now, I will be hosting all the area boys. I've drafted some things. They will be reading it. I will be hosting them on my own money every Saturday. Oh yeah, be reading this after me. I will not cause problem. I will not spell amenities. I will not sell my vote. I will not, and I will make sure that we are friends, and I will sustain it till 2023. So because one of the things that caused problem was, number one, we used to stereotype thugs. When they say thugs, hoodlums, forgetting that these people, they are a group. They are a group too that is craving leadership.
And they are
a group
and they are
that is craving.
They are a voting bloc.
They are a voting bloc.
Even better than the
weakest link.
Even better than the
Don't forget that protest takes place on the streets, and they are the landlords of the streets. So whatever demonstration that is going on the streets, you are borrowing their space. And when the time comes, so when they say they hijack protest, I won't call it hijack. They claim ownership for encroaching in their space. Because in the first instance, they were supposed to be part of the protest.
So, Ashiri, please, let me just come in, Mr. Steven.
Yeah.
You see, the thing is, I remember having this conversation with Audu Makori and having this, I got we were in New York, and I'm always call for politics. I'm always all for politics. So somehow, they picked me out and they were like a whole lot of us, there are 100 of us that we went for that meeting. So I sat down with Aldo Makori and Chukwuka Monye and we're discussing, and the conversation was, we need young people in their 40s, in their 30s, from the north, from the south, from the east, from the west, from all geopolitical zones, not fighting for big political position, but holding on to 100 people. I remember that conversation. I was in New York October last year. I did my October 1st in New York. I read the National Pledge and I posted it on Instagram 2 years ago. And after we finished the ceremony, we had the consular for US visit us before we went to the UN. And the guy sat down with us and our conversation was for us to achieve change. 2018 was before 2019. So we're saying that the time frame is too short, that we cannot plan for 2019. Our eyes should be towards 2023. So we were saying that for 2023, we need to now galvanize in Kogi, in Nasarawa, in Lokoja, in Calabar, people that would just say, the only thing I want to deliver is 100 young people. The people that will deliver 100 thugs, deliver 100 thugs. If you can deliver 100 church members, deliver 100 church members. But let us as micro leaders say we will take ownership of 100 young Nigerians, that we will help them till they go and get their PVC. We will help them and galvanize and guide them till they go and do the voting. It is not a short-term journey. So I was excited about EndSARS. I was excited that it was leaderless. I was excited it was leaderless because I felt that good is not one person, because one person can't change Nigeria. It will take a group of people all taking responsibility and playing our part. Like we would morph together. So for me, I still think that that's the way forward. It's that as Mr. Stephen is putting this together and we are all talking like this, as Ashiri is saying, I want to galvanize people in my own area, every other person does the same. And then we have a consensus that this is how we want our country to be, because that's the way forward. And it is not, one thing Kule Soreyo always says is that Kule will tell you, PK will say that whenever you are going to vote, you are already handicapped because you are voting the people that have been selected already. Imagine in 2019, we were only given two options. Mainly, it was either we do Atiku or do Buhari. What kind of option is that? So until we are able to be
my pain is that
I
can come in here.
He's coming.
All right. I think Mr. Akintayo, sorry, I need to come in because Dami stopped me on the way, and when he was trying to talk, I thought he's going to talk about the issues, because he said that that he wanted to take me up about the part of.
Please, can somebody mute themselves? I'm saying, go ahead, Mohammed. I also have Dr. Pepanwo here. He's
Hello? Yeah, hello, can you hear me, Mr. Akintayo? Hello, everyone.
Yes, I can hear
Can I
you.
continue? There's a noise at the background.
Yes, I'm trying to find out where that noise is coming from. I have, but before you go
okay,
ahead,
what I was saying,
Mohammed, just give me a minute.
What I was saying,
I have, I have Dr. Pepa.
Can I continue or should stop?
Just give me a second. I'll pick you up. I just want to acknowledge the prayer of Dr. Pepanwo, who is more of a father.
Oh, doctor.
Yes.
Yeah, the doctor, the digital marketing oracle.
Yes, him and Dr.
How are you guys?
Him and Sanwo-Olu are actually contemporaries. I mean, Sanwo-Olu used to work with him, so we will still pick him up on that one and his generation. I also have Dipo Adeshina. He was one of those who protested in Baltimore. He's here. I also have Pastor Niyi Adeyemi. He's a pastor, it's a youth leader. In fact, he's a youth pastor. So I'm going to have you guys very short. Mohammed, go ahead.
Thank you. We welcome all of them to this forum, and it's very engaging. It's a forum for us to find a great lasting solution to our numerous and thousand and million problems. So thank you very much, Mr. Akintayo. What I was trying to say was that when the protest was building momentum, I was expecting because we tried as much as possible in Abuja to, yeah, we went into them. We're so happy, we're excited, we like what's going on, but we knew that if we don't manage it, it will go out of hand. And some other people will come in because different interests will come in. They will now pollute it and make it a bit different ball game, which will now water down all the effects. We've been trying to tell them that let's try and calm down, identify people from different, organizations, different, even if they are leaderless, let's identify people who are leading the protest so that we can put up ourselves together, organize ourselves to approach the system, to put demands on the table. The system was ready to listen to us at that instance. We in Abuja, I'm telling you that the system was ready. That's the government. They were ready to listen to us. But people were going gaga and they were getting overzealous because of the way the momentum of this protest was going. You understand? People are going overzealous, thinking that, oh, we will not listen. It's not like that. It's not like that. Even when you do that, it was over 3 days then. Let's sit down, let's go back to the drawing board. Let's see what we can be able to achieve. At least even if it's one thing that we can achieve, at that point, it would have been better for us. But
Mr.
there's so many
Mohammed.
lessons learned. Can you hear me?
Yes.
There are so many lessons learned with this.
Okay.
And
Emmanuel wants to say something. Mr. Mohammed. Yeah. Yes, Emmanuel, go ahead.
Okay, I want to disagree with what Mr. Mohammed is saying, because I joined the Abuja protesters. At least I was out there for like 4 different occasions on 4 different days, and I was there till evening. There was no justification to saying we should maybe have a leader that will go and sit to the government. As we speak, some people that were like leaders, because they were the ones that were popular on Twitter. One of them is Mr. Odas on Twitter, if you know him. He's very vocal when he comes to things. And since this started, he has been one of the people that has been very active in Abuja. And Odas, as we speak, is not staying in his house because they are looking for him. I don't know if you guys have seen a video that DJ Switch that was doing the live broadcast on IG, on Instagram. I don't know if you guys have seen that video. Yeah. She has to be taken out of her house. She's crying because of it. So you cannot put people's life at risk. If the government is really serious about talking to us, about having a dialogue, just take some steps. We'll have to see that you are actually listening to what we have been saying before we even say, okay, now you are taking some steps that is reasonable. Now let's look for some people that will sit down with you. What does it take? Now, what does it take for the president or whoever will make the decision to call for the arrest of these killer cops that we're actually protesting about? Though the movement is bigger than fast right now, but it started from the government just feeling like this gets serious. I mean, Femi Adesina practically said that young boys and girls just making noise, don't take them serious. So projecting people outside there to say, okay, you are the leader or you are the representative.
Emmanuel, let me hear from Dr. Okpebholo, because one of the issues that I feel we are having, I still listen to Atedo Peterside today. He was interviewed on Arise. Atedo Peterside is 65. And he said he has been calling the youth's attention that there needed to be a change of strategy. And in fairness to Dr. Okpe, is also one of those. That's why he's probably the only older person here. I've been saying, your strategy. And then Atedo Peterside, however, said, I'm not going to blame the youths. I probably should have shouted louder. I probably also should have been the bridge. I probably should have told the CBN governor, even though he said he called 1 or 2 people, you cannot block accounts of people because they are donating money for peaceful protesters. I was CEO of a bank. Even IBB couldn't tell me, because peaceful protest is legitimate. But so again, this is not a meeting for us to throw blames. I even want us to look inwards. What could we have done better? And at this point, Dr. Okpebholo, for example, could have gotten to Sanwo-Olu if he wanted to. Okay, at some point. You could have. I mean, this guy used to work for you. There are people you could call to say, Arakuni, organize a town hall meeting with these young people. You know, forget Ondo election. Go and meet them on the street and talk to them. We saw what Makinde is doing in Oyo, and it has reduced the level of harm that is happening there. I mean, you know, talk to these people, because one of the information Rinu is giving was that this model that they use in Lekki, they had wanted to use it in Alausa. They off the lights in Alausa at them earlier. This was when the protests were like day 2 or day 3. That they off the light, you know, on them. The police guys came and asked them to kneel down, brought guns. That in fact, they asked all of them, bring out your phones. So started doing live. And then some other people came. It was later that night Obasa came. That was later Obasa now came. And they said, okay, what are your demands? So this strategy, the youth had felt that these people were not taking them seriously. It was almost like a crocodile smile they were doing. But again, let me hear from Dr. Pemba. I mean, and thank you for coming here, because I mean, you have a heart for youth. That's what brought you here. Doctor, you need to unmute yourself. You need to unmute yourself.
One of the reasons why you lose money in Forex. One of the reasons why you lose money in Forex.
Please go ahead, but there's some noise. I think some other events are playing at the background. Please go ahead.
All right. Are you talking to me?
Yes, you are the next,
Okay, sorry. I have this live event going on. Well, I want to appreciate you guys that it's gratifying to see you guys even having a meeting to talk about what's going to happen. This is what I will say. See, number one, no generation will give power to another willingly or easily. If you are thinking they're going to give it to you, you are dreaming. All right, that's number one. Stephen is a son to me. I'm going to say the way it is. You guys can take it or you can abuse me. It's okay. Number two, when you started, you had your strategy. I remember at the very early stage when I was trying to give advice, they said we should keep quiet, that our generation has messed up. They don't want to hear from us. Even Stephen said it to me, to my face. So I've kept quiet. Right. So now that things have gone the way it is, don't blame anybody for not calling. Yeah, I could call Jide Sanwo-Olu. He used to work for me. That's a fact. If I'm really desperate enough to see him, his deputy chief of staff is even my boy. Okay, I can call him anytime I want and he will get me audience. But you didn't want audience, and that is okay. But don't turn around now and blame anybody else for consequences of your decision. You make a decision, you live with the consequences. So far, I'm even proud of you guys. You're doing a great job. Don't regress. You've started on your own strength. Don't regress to blaming anybody that who should go call meeting for you people. You say you don't want us. Get the damn meeting yourself, and you can get it. Okay? If a Davido could get the IGP to sit down with him, one of you mentioned something about Davido not being coherent. Thank you for at least acknowledging that. I watched it. I'm like, this is such a missed opportunity. That boy that was with him, the lawyer that was with him, that's a better leader. Davido is an influencer getting you guys together. So don't regret. Things have gone the way it is. Now you have to come back with better strategy. The issue of we won't have leaders. Number three, you are deceiving yourself. You are not even going to get in the ball game if you don't have leaders to speak for you. You better know. Stand for strategy. Faceless leadership can no longer work. Buhari will just kill you. I'm telling you now. That guy is evil. He's not playing with you. Okay? So, Sanwo-Olu is saying right now, you might say, oh, he can do whatever he wants. Trust me, 1978, 1983, they killed the students, and at the end of the day, nothing happened. Okay? They will shout. It's different now. I get it. But why must you do that? Jide Sanwo-Olu said he reserved 2 seats for you on some board. The thing is still vacant. You say we don't want leaders. You better get your shit together. Number 4, all right, I'm not here to argue. I'm just here to give my own advice. You guys have the most powerful instrument in the world right now. You have social media, and you are strong there. These babas cannot enter the social media game with you. You have it, but you got to get organized. I said it casually. It looks like I'm joking. But really, you don't need billions to win elections anymore. You just need to be focused. Okay, a Davido who can put in 50,000 people at a venue cannot tell me he cannot decide who should be the local government chairman of Etiosa local government, Jagaban or no Jagaban. So if they are doing election there, and this is my advice, and I've said it several times, you guys don't want to hear, but I'll say it again. Sooner or later, you can do it your way. You have 3 options. In fact, 2 options. One, you can start your own youth party and support yourself. I can tell you for free now, the level you are in now is not going to work. You can try, and I will support you. Even if you say bring money now, I will donate millions to you. But I don't think it will work. Easier way for you, because you have not yet experienced treasury of colleagues before. You are all still idealistic. You think that's how this is going to work. Right now, some of your more influential people have been approached. They have been tried to, and eventually something is going to break. But rather, all your influential people to account now. This is time you call them and make your list. They are not your leaders. Davido cannot be your leader. Davido cannot. He's even scared. Okay, but they are the ones that will bring you the crowd. My own strategy, if I were young like you guys, I'll be pushing very aggressively that let us use their strength against them. You take over power. You can't compete with them with structure. They will mess you up. But if you decide that it's enough, and you can actually make a statement if you really are angry about what is going on. There's a senatorial seat going on right now. I don't even care who Gbadamosi is. I know him, he's my friend, he's my client, so I'm not campaigning for him. He's a PDP guy. I don't care PDP or APC, they're all the same. But you can make a statement. Okay, you killed us. All right, this Lagos, we will take it. Concentrate all your energy, announce it in advance. We are going to back this guy. Gbadamosi, not that we trust him. But we will take this state, make him a test case, take that senatorial seat, and then fear will come. They will beg you. They will hound you to come to a meeting. This is not about Gbadamosi now. It's just a convenient alternative, okay? He has the name out there. Support him, stand up, and gather everybody. Davido, Funke Akindele, anybody that doesn't support you now in your generation, you deal with them. This is your opportunity. You miss it, it's done. That we're going to amass just to show power. Okay, some politicians, that's why they do rallies. Pay a lot of people to come there to come and show power. You don't need to pay anybody. That we are going to show.
Just the video to play.
So that I'm clear that I don't think Tinubu had anything to do with this. You don't have to agree with me. Okay, that is my opinion based on the evidence.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
He's still responsible in the sense that he put Buhari there. He could have told Sanwo-Olu not to call coffee or 5 hours. He could have told Sanwo-Olu, this thing you are doing does not make sense. He's more experienced. Sanwo-Olu is my guy. He's my dog. So this is not sentimental. Okay? There is no way Sanwo-Olu has the balls to call a curfew without talking to Tinubu first. They have not yet born him. I know him. He was my general manager in one of my very first companies. He does not have that type of liver. Okay? So Tinubu knows about it. So what Tinubu didn't call this, but their error of judgment. Their error of judgment is directly responsible for what happened. So you're going to tell him, Daddy, we have had you, but we, the youths, we are coming unless they listen to us. We want to do a test case. This senatorial seat, we're going to take it from you. We are going to support because we can't sponsor somebody now. They've already locked it down. But we want to get your opponent. When you do that, the whole nation will take you serious. The number 2, you want to follow to take over the structures of the 2 parties. They've already built it. You are still looking at it as if you go to those parties, they will control you. No, 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 no. Politics is a game of... Okay? If you, and some of you should dare me, Stephen Akitaya, you have the means. You have the money. You got... I'm not saying go and run. I'm saying if you decide to go this up, you can even test it. You don't have to take my word. But we are going to be here 2 years from now. You're going to be crying. You're going to talk to me. And I'm going to tell you, I want you. You go out there, go and say, okay, PDP, APC. We are not even going to take one. We are going to take both. Okay? Let every youth go and register and collect membership card of these 2 parties. Make a Davido. All those people, we are going to have a day concert for registration. Let them put up more concerts all over. We are going to have a performance. In that performance, Middle of it, everybody stop. Oh yeah, let's all go and register now. Gentlemen and ladies, if you put, forget 100,000 now, if you put 10,000 new members into APC Lagos today, Tinubu probably will finish your leaders. He will give them money. You have to look at them very well. You can take it. So if you have mass in those parties, let's say Davido lives in Lekki, for instance, it decides that Etiosa local government, whoever is going to be the chairman here, has to go through me, and then tell his guys, and they register. On the day of election of the primary, you go there. Tinubu cannot rig it. He cannot do it. If you have 50,000 people amassed in Etiosa local government, do you know how much it takes to win a local government seat? In primary, less than 10,000. I've been there. Less than 5,000, sir. If you amass 50,000, you take that local government, give it to any one of you want, or support somebody that is there. It don't matter. From there, you get power because nobody is going to give you. You have social media that you can use to take it. Your guys are upset enough that they will follow you. Now is the time you get organized. Get a website. Okay? Stephen Akita, I know people that can help you build that. A website for a national youth movement. Okay? Make sure when you are declaring that website, it is not just a Stephen Akita website. Consult far and wide, get several of your youth to support it first. And then you announce it, it will take care of their local government, their state, where they come, they should register. And you are announcing it as a voters' drive. We are not even talking party. We don't care what party you belong to. But youths, that's what they are doing in the US. The athletes, that's what they are doing. They are registering. Now you have primary power. On the day of the primary, before then you announce it, and everybody show up. The country will be yours in less than 1 year. Because if you control the two parties, they are just going to try. They are going to try. Maybe they will kill a few. That's okay. Nobody is going to die. Without the shedding of blood, there's no remission of sins. You got to be ready that some of us will go down. But my point is, that's my advice. Don't keep the same strategy for so long. It has worked so far. But right now, people like me are saying that, okay, I'm going to let you ready. Because if they gave you 2 seats and it's vacant, what do you want them to do now? You got to go take that one first and then make your point. If they're not doing what you want, then you make a public withdrawal. Okay, these 2 people, this is what they are doing here. They are sharing money. We don't want to do this. You resign. Until you do that, Nigerians cannot respect you. So I'm going to end with this, guys. It always takes a test case. It always takes a test case. But I must say it's a good test case, I think. Yes, I'll take some questions. Yes, Akonde, you want to talk? Go ahead.
Yeah, please, guys, we all need to contribute. If you agree with what Doctor has said, if you disagree, you know, like I said, first of all, I think Doctor is mentioning my name too much. One of the things that I know, but one of the reasons for this meeting is that we just need to talk to ourselves. Everybody is angry, everybody is pissed off, and we're having, and what is happening now is like, in fact, they had to start opening counseling centers, because for many people is that how can you deny that Lekki shooting didn't happen, right? Yes, the killing may not have been to the number that was mentioned, and all of that, but you can't deny that it happened. It can make you go mad for a while.
Now let me upset everybody then. Let me start with that and upset all of you. I called my senator, Grassley, in Nebraska. I'm a big contributor to his campaign. I said I need him to speak for us in Congress, not knowing that Oyinbo man is taking me very serious. He called me, he asked me only 2 questions. That before I put myself out there, and I'm trying to get a coalition to censure your government, can you give me names of 3 people that were killed here with proof of it? I still don't have it. I published the thing. So you guys have to understand how you are looking to people like me. You can, if you go to my wall now, there's maybe 200 comments to a post I made this morning. A lot of people are abusing me. But anybody who knows me know that I don't care. I stand with the truth. If somebody thinks Buhari has settled me, they must be mad. Because me, personally, I'm starting and Buhari. Stephen will tell you, he's one that is saying, we don't want to go that. No, that's my own crusade. And I don't need you to join me. Okay, I will do my own. My point is, you have to be, everybody is saying, Lekki massacre happened. And I'm not saying it didn't happen. but you can't say it with mouth. Put the body on the table. Floyd, all this riot they are doing in America, they are bodies that we can say this is the person that was killed. We don't have one. All the videos you guys showed me, I played it. Go play it yourself. That one with soldiers in there. Play that video with a paused audio and then watch it play. Those soldiers were not shooting. I can put my life down for that. I'm not saying there was no shooting, but I haven't seen it. So the man called me. He said, give me 3 names. I want to personally talk to them. If you give me those names now, I'll get my senator from Nebraska. At least it's Oyinbo. They will know it's Oyinbo man. He will call them on the record. He will interview them because they know us. Now I'm dodging him. I woke up this morning with a reminder from his secretary that are still waiting for the list of those 3 people. We want to talk to their parents or the families. Nobody has presented one here. You keep saying you will run mad if somebody does say this didn't happen. Mr. Stephen Akitayo, can you give me 3 names right now, right here, that I can call? If you cannot do that, you need to keep quiet. Go do your investigation. I'm not saying it didn't happen. That's where you get credibility. Gather the evidence. Call a press conference. Introduce the parents of people that died. Me, I will give you money to support you. You are not doing that, but you are getting angry when people like us are saying, bring evidence. What do you want us to do? For me to go to UN? I did, by the way, you guys don't know that I'm behind the change.org thing. I have 284,000 signers to my own petition. 284,000. I can get to UNO anytime I want, but I'm not going to go there and be a fool. I do not have the evidence. Your so-called DJ Switch, you guys better go talk to her. That's one of the girls that is messing up your case. You guys are pushing her as somebody who witnessed. Our last video, I watched it this morning. This is a girl telling me, Okpebanwo, an intelligent human being, that people were dropping right, left, and side and right, and then we carry the dead body and go and give it to the soldiers and say, "Why are you killing us? Why are you killing us?" Does that make sense to you guys gathered here as intelligent human beings? Does that make sense? They are shooting at you. They've killed all your colleagues. You now carry the dead body. You went in front of the soldiers. Oh yeah, why are you killing us? Then they took them from you and they put it in a van, and you wish you had not given it to them. Is that a human being you guys want to believe? I'm not saying DJ Switch did not see anything. I'm saying what they have put in front of me cannot even pass the smell test that I will step out on my honor and fight for that. But that is neither here nor there.
Exactly.
Mr. Stephen, no, but I said that because I don't want us to get into fight. He said that. But you have to understand, your credibility is at stake. All the videos that you gave, Facebook has flagged all of them as fake. And yet you are saying Facebook has collected money. Collect money from who? Is it Buhari that doesn't have any money? I myself, I don't need to see it. I told you. I put it on my wife looked at one of the videos. Said, what are you talking about? I was embarrassed. My wife doesn't do anything to do with Nigeria. I went in there and I put it on my system.
I have a question for you. A very
yes.
Question. Do you think that if the youths are fighting government,
yes,
everything will just look plain and simple like that?
No.
Let me just land on this. First
that's okay. I'm not speaking for government, I'm speaking for myself.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm not afraid to share my opinion.
I know. Why? First of all, these people were barricaded. There were ambulances who confirmed that when the video was out, they came to take people and they didn't allow them in. There were policemen, there were soldiers. They had cordoned both sides.
I'm not going to argue with you.
You know, let me just finish, at least, And many of these people, at some point, wherever were still, then an ambulance came, which, in fact, it was when the ambulance was going, somebody was telling them that they were the same people who camouflage as though they were the real ambulance people. And that was when they were saying, oh, no. So, again, if Nigerian government, let's assume, was going to do a massacre, would they leave dead bodies? Will they not plan it such that they will clean the entire thing? I mean, we're talking about state powers here.
Mr. Stephen, let me interrupt you. My mother was killed in 1978 riot. My mother on my birthday, April 30. We had the body to exhibit. Okay, the same government, that was even a military one. My point, and I'm not saying government won't try to cover its tracks, but try to look at it from the point of view of somebody who's not a youth, somebody who's looking at this thing objectively. Okay, 3 days has passed. Let's even say they've killed people and they have carried the body and they've run away. Don't these people have families? Don't they have husband or wives that will say, I can't find my husband, though. He was at the rally, oh, he has disappeared, though. If you paraded those, just 5 is enough because we are talking massacre. You are not saying they shot at us. Massacre cannot be less than 5. Okay? Bring them out. This is credibility matter. It's not a question of whether government will try to cover its track or not. You don't have nothing.
Sir.
Yes,
Go
sir.
ahead. To say something. Go ahead. Please.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yes.
Thanks for this opportunity. Doc has, in fact, it came into my notes and dished out what I've written here. Because basically, we don't have to deceive ourselves. You can go to my Facebook page to check out these things. We had it all when the government was ready to listen to us. Mohammed Ibrahim that spoke earlier, Jega, mentioned that the government was ready at all front.
Where is he?
The guy is there.
Yes.
You're foolish boy. You have not contacted me. Sorry, go ahead. Go on.
They were ready at all front. And Davido, a day after he joined the Abuja protest, he got the attention of the IGP. As I'm speaking with you, my family is in Rivers State. I am here in Delta State. And we are feeling the brunt. By Davido's lawyer, Ajudua, I wish we all should go back to listen to that video and listen to that guy. We had a golden opportunity to demand anything for this from this federal government. And what we should have actually asked for was a political party on a platter of gold. We were making demands that they were ready to listen to, that they were ready to give us. If we have not lost that opportunity, let us demand for a political party.
Ahmed, again, first of all, I think the issue of demand for is wrong. I mean, nobody's going to give you power. Nobody's going to give you a party. So,
then in that case, let's galvanize ourselves. Let's start a movement. I'll give you an example.
Number 2, I need us to note this, that we cannot be blaming ourselves. I understand if a Dr. Pebanwo, as somebody not in our generation, right, is counseling and saying this and that. I think we cannot blame ourselves. I want to say this. And
no, I agree. You don't have to blame yourself.
Everybody hear this. For the first time, Nigerian youths believed in this nation. Let's face the reality. These are people who don't even believe in this nation. Go and check most of the social media handle today. What were people saying? You will see list of countries you can travel to. I still have people disturbing me today now. I want to leave the country. Can you help me? So it was a movement that for the first time, you have the Nigerian youth begin to say, okay, maybe I can even begin to believe in this country. Let's face the reality. The average Nigerian dream for a Nigerian youth is to leave Nigeria. So we cannot even come here and begin to blame.
Stephen, calm down. Stephen, calm down.
I get my point.
Please, I have a question. I have a question for Dr.
Let me conclude with my point.
Can you give me 15 minutes? Let me just moderate this, then I'll leave you guys. I'm here. 15 minutes.
I have a question for you, Sal.
Yes,
Okay. So I realized that there was a bit of there are holes in that story, in the story concerning Lekki massacre, or the shooting that happened in Lekki. Whether people died or not, I feel that what would you say the governor should have done to better handle the story and the backlash? Because I know that what happened to me, the attack that happened on TVC, was a fallout of the escalation of what happened in Lekki. Lekki happened on Tuesday night. TVC got burnt the next day in the morning. all of us didn't have information about what happened on ground. The governor didn't speak until much later. This lack of communication with citizens is what led to the entire breakdown of law and order. So my question to you is that, do we need to have dead bodies before we can believe that what happened in Lekki was wrong? Isn't it bad enough that there were shootings? The governor confirmed there were shootings.
Exactly.
Isn't it bad enough that they were shooting people that sat down? They sat down and covered themselves with the flag, and they were singing the anthem. Isn't it bad enough that they were shooting at such people?
Exactly.
And
then you are not listening to me. I have even called for Sanwo-Olu to resign over this matter. I'm not excusing him at all. The fact that there were soldiers in the midst of protesters is enough for him to lose his job if it's a sane country. That's what I expect you youths to be talking about. But when you are pushing a narrative that you can't back up, that is what undercuts your ability that, okay, whether anybody died or not is not our issue now. Why will a governor allow military to come into us? Why will he declare a curfew of 4 hours?
But sir, he doesn't have the right, sir. You know that the military is controlled by the president.
You don't let them deceive you. Don't let them deceive you. A military cannot come into a state without the permission of the governor. The governor doesn't control them. I'm a lawyer. I represent them. They cannot do that. He's the chief security officer of his state. And even if they say they are sending soldiers and he doesn't want them, Sanwo-Olu could have communicated, like you say, communication is important. If he went on here, that listen, this thing is out of my control. We don't need soldiers here, but soldiers are coming anyway. Youths, please get to your houses or something like that. Nobody will blame him today. Number two, you don't declare a curfew and give 4 hours, then later change it to 9 hours. It doesn't happen anywhere in the world. So Sanwo-Olu owns this problem. Don't ever mistake me that I have it on my page. That he's telling us box stops as his desk. What does that mean? Is he resigning? Is he going to pay from his pocket for those that will be compensated? Those are the questions you guys should be asking. That we understand.
One last question, sir.
You started right, and I think that's the direction I want you guys to take. That if you were to come and let's say Stephen Akitayo, some of you who have influential followers, you come and say, listen, instead of trying to fight against the obvious, that from what we are reading, from what we are seeing, there are some disputes or discrepancy as to what really happened in Lekki. But let's put that aside, people. Is it right for a governor to allow soldiers or Buhari to allow soldiers to go and to people that are protesting peacefully? Number two, should he have given a curfew if he doesn't have ulterior motives in mind? He might tell us from now till tomorrow that he doesn't plan evil against us. But he gave us curfew of 4 hours. Where is that done? For people in Lekki, when in a Lagos, that traffic is about 4 hours to get to your house, that he owns this problem. And he did not step out on time to communicate so that this is not what we want. For him, he has told us that the buck stops at his desk, and we appreciate him acknowledging that. But what does that mean? You got to ask him. You own a problem. If I burn your house, or if I made a mistake and your house got burnt, and I'm telling you, sorry, it's my fault. Is that the end of it? I'm a lawyer. The next thing you pay money. But you don't say you're just going to pay with government money. Government will pay, but what is your penalty to yourself? So I'm agreeing with you, my dear. I am not saying government has done right. Your follow-up question. I hope you know the difference of what I'm saying.
Yeah, yes, I get you, sir. One last question, please. The vandalism is rife everywhere. What can we do to reduce this? Because I'm confused as to how to engage these young people that feel like, yeah, we are the ones reigning. They are eating, they are getting to eat the kind of thing they've never eaten before. They now have plasma fridge in their house. They are having a ball.
Those are the people that are ruining your future. You need to now get yourself together and imagine what will happen, what will have happened. You also miss a big opportunity. When they started looting, because I know none of you here will have supported them to go and be looting anywhere now. It's not your nature. You didn't start like that. You started like professionals, people who know what they're doing. So if they are burning your father's house, even though you are angry, won't you go there and go and defend your father's house? So if some of you had gathered together and even if it's to even catch some of those guys. You repelled Orisa people who wanted to come and disrupt you now. So
Many
if we are to
of us
see that
didn't
image,
know. Many
let
of
me
us
finish.
people know. We woke up and started seeing pictures of the whole thing real.
Yeah, are they ghosts? The people that did this, are they ghosts? What I'm saying is that if you decided, even if you can't catch them, and you announce through some of your handles that, listen, we are upset with this government. We think someone did not do right by us and he will pay. We think Buhari will pay, but we are not in support of burning down this nation. We are going to hunt down some of these guys. Even if we don't do anything, public opinion will switch back in your favor, because right now, the whole opinion is now about whether massacre happened or massacre didn't happen. That shouldn't be the issue. The issue is that we have a legitimate grouse. Some people are trying to hijack us, and we will fish them out. And by God, we will deal with them ourselves as youths. They cannot burn down our nation without our permission, kind of thing. If it's only the rhetorics that we see on your walls, it is not for somebody like me, because I know you cannot go and at night and go and start fighting people who probably have guns. You don't know who they are, but you got to speak the language. Right now, they are mixing you up, that you are upset. Now you are burning your nation. It's a wrong narrative. I know that. So you guys need to step up into that. And then don't try to argue that they massacred 78 people when you can't produce 5. It is better to say, yeah, you have not produced, you are laughing. Mr. Stephen, you have not sent me 3. With all due respect to you.
Because you are right. That's what I'm saying. You are
right.
right.
Exactly. So change it for them.
Excuse
and
me,
tell
sir.
them something happened. Nobody can, even me, I cannot say nothing happened now. Something happened. We are still trying to figure out how many died or didn't die. But that's not the issue. The issue is we have a useless government who send people as soldiers. That's the way we approach this.
Do you have a question for Dr. Kwe, or what are you saying about what he's saying? I didn't quite be number. I watch you. I'm going to take you. All of you who are in the US, you don't have much credibility on this issue.
You don't have much to take. I just bought some houses in Lekki. When I hear that they have entered Lekki and born it, fear catch me.
Hey, Stephen.
Good evening, Mr. Stephen. Can you hear me?
Because I saw him protesting. But let me take Adeyinka, then I'll take Dipo Adesina.
Okay, yeah. I joined in a bit late, but I heard a little bit of what the last speaker just said. But this is the narrative, and I will take it from where TMO stopped the last time. That the CCTV, that thing was not CCTV, it was laser. But I just want us to ask ourselves just 3 questions, just 3. It's not about who died or who didn't die. The thing is, who sent the military? Who has taken responsibility? Up to now, nobody has taken responsibility. That itself, creating, is annoying, is belittling, is very, very frustrating. That's number 1. The second one, if TMO is saying that laser, that was not CCTV camera, it was laser, why was it removed? Why was it not removed a day before, 2 days before? Number three, why did they switch off the light? Why was the light switched off? And this is the narratives for me. Why I'm saying that as an individual, what is paining me is that nobody wants to take responsibility. There's an adage in my place that says, it means that if you agree that you are wrong, is a step forward, is a step ahead. So dialogue will not be hard. And another thing I want to say, when people say, oh, nobody died, bring the picture, bring this. I want to ask everybody a question. Even if nobody died, people sustained injury. Should they sustain injury? We should get the narrative right.
The questions before
and
you came back.
Hold on, sir. This thing I'm saying, I'm sure Mr. Stephen Akitayo can bear me witness. I'm a graduate of Olabisi Onabanjo University. And like 16 or 15 years ago, there was a huge massacre in Agowe between the citizens and between the students and the indigenous. That I witnessed. Yes, Genga Daniel came on national TV, then the governor of Ogun State, and said nobody died. This has been the narrative. And let's get it right. Who sent those people? Up to now, nothing has been said about who sent them. The president gave his address. He didn't address it at all. What does that mean?
Okay. Deepo Adesina, you want to say something?
Yeah. So I think what we're seeing happen in Nigeria right now is something similar that happened in the United States in the late 50s and 60s during the civil rights movement. You have two different groups. You had Dr. Martin Luther King, which was the nonviolence, and then you had Malcolm X, whose philosophy was by any means necessary. And I support a lot of things that Dr. Bonwo said, because when you're from the outside, see, like you said, we in the diaspora don't have any say in this, but I think our perspective of what's going on from an outsider can definitely influence what's going on the inside. Everybody's focusing on the problem. The government is this, the president is that. But I feel like Dr. Bonwo said, this movement is similar to civil rights movement in this fact that when Dr. King, I'm hoping some of you all know Dr. Martin Luther King, he went to India and studied the nonviolent movement, which was done by Mahatma Gandhi. Yeah. All right. And he discovered that movement or that philosophy is what changed or changed the destiny of India. Yeah. He brought the same concept and took it to another level in the United States. Now, some of you guys don't know, may notice or may not notice. He was locked up. All right. Dr. King was locked up. He was brutalized. Everything you can think about happened to him. And April 3rd, 1968, he was assassinated. Like Dr. Bonwo said, some people will have to, now, we can't, we can get angry all we want, but some people will die because of this movement. It's already guaranteed. But what I can assure you is that rather than focusing on all this problem, the government is this, the government is that, that's not going to change anything. What we see here is that for the first time in history, the Nigerian youth now have the opportunity to select a leader, somebody that they believe can lead them and take them to the next level. Now, the whole thing that happened with the protest without leadership, that was already something that was at fault to an extent, because here in America, quote unquote, anytime there's a protest, there's always somebody to address, right? The issue Nigeria has is that they don't know whether or not the leader they will select will be compromised. And that's why I feel like we need to go back to the drawing board and start looking at people with credibility, people with integrity, that you look into their background to see, does this person have the ability to take the youth to the next level? Once, like Dr. Bonwo said, if the youth decide that they want this person to win an election or win this, nothing can stop them. I was on the phone with the president of Nigerian diaspora yesterday, and I was telling him, I said, look, we need to set up an account for 2023 where everybody's putting up money. Everybody's putting up money in the event that there is somebody that's willing to rise for the youth, so that money will never be a problem to support one of our own to get into power, right? So, everybody's already spoken about, all the bad things that happen, who should be responsible. Look, nothing is going to change unless we determine we're going to change something. So I feel like everybody has vented on all the evil that take place. What is the strategy now? What are we doing to move forward? Who can we identify that is young, reputable, that can lead? And let's start pushing for that person. It can start on the local level. It can start from a senatorial level. But I feel like we need to start changing our energy from focusing on all the evil that's going on and start focusing on the good. And that's why Dr. Martin Luther King today, every January since the time he died, since the 60s, there is a holiday for Dr. Martin Luther King. But when you look at Malcolm X, you rarely hear about Malcolm X. They both lived in the same era, and they both were assassinated.
So critical. Structure is so critical. Thank you so much.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, go ahead.
So Dr. King, he's respected anywhere around the world. Why? Because he had a strategy of nonviolence. And guess what? During that nonviolence, the Malcolm X people, people were walking around with machetes. You know what I'm saying? African Americans walking around with guns because they believe that by any means necessary, you must stop killing black people. But at the same time, you hear Dr. Martin Luther King say, nonviolence, nonviolence. And today, he's respected. So I feel like while all the other youth might be doing something evil, I promise you that if we stay focused, right, we're here in America, we organize peaceful protests. But if we identify leaders in Nigeria to lead the youth movement, right, lead peaceful protests, yes, some people will die, but you cannot get derailed when people die for a just cause. If every time somebody dies, yes,
sorry, Dikpo, I get your point. I'm just throwing some ideas out there. The idea of decentralization of leadership is not bad in itself if you can take that to the next level. You don't even want to start with the national leader. Right. Maybe reverse the order. Okay, so that way it's difficult. If you have what I call local champions or regional, let's say local governments, you have the leaders. So there are too many. They can then form the confab, eventually get your national guy. So you are doing a decentralized approach to the whole thing. You are in Ikeja, for instance. If you start talking, because right now you don't have what I call a cohesive leadership. The leaderships are there, they're scattered, but you're also communicating, which is good. If you starting that type of idea and you decide that in your own neighborhood, you identify where you are, that is what you're trying to do here. Those who believe in this thing, let's do this. So you take Lekki, you take Surulere, you take whatever, or you have leaders in those areas. Then eventually, you can then have a confab of all the local guys. Now, so you are going from decentralized to centralized, and that is more difficult to control because at that point, whoever wins gets to be your face nationally is not going to be able to control the Surulere guy or control the Abuja guy. It is going out of what you all agreed on, as opposed to starting from the top and then picking leaders. That is where the influence comes. So the power really comes from the people, and your greatest weapon are your stars. Anybody who has more than 200,000 followers, you make a list. You can put it on yourself. That you make a list and you start talking to them one-on-one. Some will not agree, some will be sellout, but eventually you're going to get enough people to say this is strategy we are thinking. Let people, they don't need to know each other. The people living in Abuja, let them concentrate themselves and start taking it.
I want to.
Can I say something, please?
Why don't you just hold on? I want to take Pastor Niyi.
Let me talk.
Why you don't live in Nigeria? It doesn't concern you, is what they are telling you. They shut it down.
I want to start by saying that
I will take you. I will take you. Let me take Pastor Niyi first.
Okay.
Thank you very much, sir. I must sincerely say I appreciate you so much, Dr. Stephen Akintayo. I sincerely appreciate this initiative. God bless you, sir. I appreciate you, my doctor, Dr. Okwebanwo. God bless you, sir. I appreciate you. What I just want to say is just very short and precise. I've listened keenly to everyone who have spoken. And I think what I'll just add to this that has been said is just for us to move into action. I mean, from the take from, all of the speakers, Madam Tope Makudige, thanking God for her life and for what God did, how God spared her life. What I would just say simply is this: just as it has been said, let us have a movement, a youth movement, getting a political party registered. 2, who are the candidates that we're looking at? Now, on my own part, by the grace of God, I can try to see how the church can come in at this level. Now, getting the blessing of our fathers and introducing these candidates. Every one of us knew before now that my father in the faith, Bishop Oyedepo, has never come to terms with this government. And he has never hidden what he has been saying all the while, because he said it, he saw it coming. If I go to him tomorrow and say, sir, on behalf of the youth of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, we are presenting to you a candidate. Sir, this is the person. We need you to help us lend a voice and let this person, if he stands up today and says, this is who the church is behind, I can tell you sincerely, the youth will back it up. Not only that, by the grace of God, I can only facilitate the move also to get us to Baba Adeboye. And I can tell us they will see us as serious this time for the very first time. Because before now, we have just been playing the blame game. Before now, we've just been pointing fingers. I mean, these are conversations by privilege I've had with them at one time or the other. And I can say for sure, if we will do our own job, if we do our own background work, then let's leave the rest for God. I'll take you to them by the grace of God. That's where I'll stop for now.
Fantastic. I love that. Thank you so much. Waju, yes, finally.
Yeah, thank you. I thought you were very racist to me, but it's okay. Thank you, Uncle Okwe, for this opportunity, and thank you, Stephen. I want to give a little background. I contested for House of Assembly in my state in 2011, and I had some shocking revelations. In 2012, when we had the Occupy Nigeria subsidy protest, I kickstarted it along with my brother in Ekiti State. And I had a reconfirmation, a double confirmation of another strong opinion. And what is that opinion, ladies and gentlemen? That opinion is that those of us talking here like this, with good intentions, with passion. I heard Pastor Adeyemi just now, since Stephen is angry other speakers. We're a minority when it comes to the thing we're talking about. It's very an unpopular opinion, but we're a minority, and we must come to terms with that. Because the average man, I saw people telling me, I know you will do well, but if you don't give money, I will support these idiots. When we did the protest in 2012, we went to mobilize people. It was where I went to mobilize people that they beat me up. Not the police, not DSS, not soldiers, citizens. Where the majority cannot see things the way we see it. We might want to do these things, but first of all, look at what they did. Look at the hunger. Look at what. Have you seen the videos of Body Thomas today? It was yesterday. Yeah. It's pathetic. It's heartbreaking, and that is the average Nigerian. You and I are not the average Nigerian, and therefore, just like I was writing an article just now, I said the reason I use glasses is because I love to read. Those who don't like to read or pay attention in class will never know they have eye problems. And that's why nerds are considered to be glasses people. Why am I saying this? Some of us, they say we fled. Yes, we fled because we have dreams that were being hamstrung by the Nigerian system. But not everybody can flee. It is my position. It is my position. It may not be popular, that if we're going to think in terms of transformation of Nigeria, the masses, not you and I, you are not the masses. You are elite as far as most people are concerned. They won't even listen to you. They oh dear, now. That's what happened when they beat me up. So, okay. Now, the masses, the only way out, according to history, for the masses is a revolution. Because we must beat this pain and this anger that the masses have against anybody who is remotely luckier than them. They have a hatred for you. My father is in Ekiti State. He has a very big company, he's a doctor. In the morning, you will see someone sat inside nylon and threw inside the company. Anyone looks to be enjoying better than them, whether you are in government or not. And these people, the only way you can bring them to have change, they don't have the patience for development like we're talking here. They don't have it. The only way is for them to burn out that energy with rage. Someone said we don't need violence, we don't need violence. But violence created the Rwanda of today. And so my position is that blood is the price for this change. Otherwise, like this, and then these poor people will sabotage us. They will sabotage us. I know what I spent on the election when I was contesting in 2011. I went broke. In fact, a lot of things happened from there. What I'm saying is that those who left are not lazy. They are just following their heart desires. Now, those who are not interested in leaving, I think it is important that the country should test the tensors of violence it can sustain. That is my position. If we are doing these things, they will still sabotage us. That's my point. Let them burn. Let it burn. Thank you very much.
Okay, well, you can say you should burn. You know, you are not in Nigeria.
He's not here. He's not here.
I'm here. Okay, and so we can't let it burn, because if it burns, so what do we then even? I mean, what do we manage?
We rebuild.
You need to. You need to quite, Ahmed. You need to, say what you want to say. Welcome.
Okay. Okay. I got a point this time around. I will just go straight to the point. As way out, things I think we should do, and I will give a background to this. For give an example of what a private sector has done that achieved the result that even government with its powers and the laws and the enforcement couldn't achieve. There was a time the government wants everybody in Lagos to be using an helmet while on a motorcycle. The government could not achieve that, even with the power of arrest, with the power of imposing fees and fines. But let's take our mind back to months back, last year. The street of Lagos became painted in yellow helmets and green helmets, achieved by Gokada, without the power of enforcement. That is the kind of thing the private sector can bring to the table. That is the kind of thing organization can really bring to the table. And that's what Dr. Bamwo is trying to emphasize, that we need to organize ourselves. For me, I believe even without a bloody revolution, without a revolution as it were, we can get, for example, in Rivers State, precisely. The current governor, Governor Nyesom Wike, came to power riding on the power of a social movement, a movement. He created what is called Grassroots Development Initiative, GDI. It was then a federal minister of education in PDP, while the sitting governor, Amechi, that owns all the political structure, could not defeat him in 2015 election. What did he simply do? This grassroots development initiative is everywhere in the state, in each ward. He bought buses for them. He organized them. They didn't call themselves PDP. But when it was close to the election, they simply dissolved into the political party. They got the party's card and they hijacked the structure. That's the kind of thing Dr. Bamwo has advised us. If we can use this opportunity of the outcry to register a political party, make the name known, make it available, all youth candidates should ride on this political party of ours, that its registration fee, its application fee will not be like those of APC and PDP. Each and every youth that wants to contest should use this political party to contest in their wards, in their local government, at state level, at Senate level, House of Rep level. That's the only way we can get there. That's the only way we can galvanize ourselves. The truth be told, if we can't make it in 2023, we should be futuristic. 2027 is possible. We need a long-term view to this. APC did not just become APC. They've been contesting. They never got there.
Before I leave, I have to leave now. I actually have to leave a conference to come here, and I really leave. This is what I'm just going to pose as. It's a great idea to say we want to start a party, but put me on record now telling you it's not going to work. Not the Nigeria that you are in now. Number two, go and research and find out anywhere in the world where a new party has been started for whatever reason and won elections, unless you're ready to wait 3 or 4 election cycles to get this power. You're not going to get it in 2003 with a brand new political party. I am swearing it right now. You can try, but you're going to come back to where I'm saying, because it is harder than you think. To get a political party going, You have to get physical buildings in different locations, different local governments. You have to staff it. You have to get, it is harder than you think. It is easier to take over the already existing structures, because all you need for that is the numbers. That's all you need. You don't need the money, you don't need the organization, the numbers. Because with the numbers, you decide who the flag bearers are going to be, who's going to do what, who's going to do what. If you have your own party, which is the ideal ordinarily, but you are being naive if you think that you're going to set up a national party that will go out there and be operational and win in 2023. You at best, maybe 2027 or maybe even later, because you are going to have, when you set up a new political party, your first 2 years is going to be power tussle. It's a human being thing, all right? It's a human being thing. When you come in there, you used to first fight who is going to rule where. You are going to lose 2 years there. Is the people are going to break into factions. They're going to start their own faction thing. Not because you are bad, because that is how human beings, you guys are sweating here, you're talking this one. Eventually, maybe you get your resources together. Each of you bring some money and you start building this thing small. When it goes out there, somebody you don't know from somewhere comes in, maybe now gets more popularity than some of you here. Yeah. Because you are human beings, you might tell yourself you don't mind now. But human beings don't operate like that.
That's what's happening to Sowore right now. Even
exactly.
They are
exactly.
You know.
But if you go to an already existing party, you know all you need so that your focus is the numbers. Get 20,000 people into a local government, you own it. Get 20,000 to Surulere local government, you decide who runs. It's a fact. I've been to their primaries. They don't even have 1,000 people. Okay? So, and if you take it, at that point, yes, the Tinubus of this world and whoever is the chairman of the PDP of this world, they will make rents. Nobody goes down gently. All right? At that point, the negotiation is better. You control. That is the safest, easiest, least expensive. Because right now, all you need is the numbers. You don't need money to get the numbers there if you are really serious. Davido them, Funke Akindele them, they can get to the numbers if they are committed enough. That will be your challenge. Those who have followers that will follow them anywhere. Tony Abraham, see, this Tony Tatans girl, if she said, listen, I want all my fans to come here. So the behind the scenes conviction is for your mega players who can gather you the members. So they are not going to rule. They are not going to, they probably can't even do it. They don't even want. But they have to buy into you enough. So some of them will be sellers. Some of them will be considering the endorsements they will lose. If Funke Akindele may not want to step up because he's getting endorsement from Lagos State government. But when you start naming and shaming them, all right, maybe some of them will step up. Davido that doesn't have heart, that one you can make to do it because he's afraid of the fans. But that they threaten him that they will finish him if he doesn't go out there. Davido will come out. I've seen how he doesn't have liver, but he can get to the people, the two faces of this world. That would be my recommendation. But do it your way. But it also helps if you get, like you mentioned, a very good idea. It's also good if you get well-meaning elders together, people that you trust. You know the guys you trust. Okay, it doesn't have to be me. You see that everybody say, "Oh, Stephen, you bring 2 guys that you trust. Mohammed, you bring guys that," and then you guys vet them, form them into some kind of. Don't give them power. It's just to advise you because everybody lost power. They themselves might be tempted to take it over. But my point is, you need advice from elders. You are young, you have great ideas, but you are playing with snakes. We are playing with guys that are snakes. They have the money, they have a lot at stake. They will fight back. All right. So, but I congratulate you. I'll be here anytime you guys want me to come to your meeting. Any help you need from me personally, I'll be ready to do. By the way, you guys have the diaspora behind you 100%. My daughter has never spoken to me about Nigeria. She's in medical school. I was in shock. Stephen, you know, Tokpe, my daughter that's in medical school now. Tokpe cannot give a human being $10 of her money. She's a tight-fisted student. She said she has given $120 to somewhere, this youth in Nigeria. When I posted on my wall, she called me from a medical school that we have ruined Nigeria and that they are clinical generation. I'm looking at her like I'm dreaming. Where did you go there? She said, what am I talking? That clinical go fund me. That she has put money that is not working again. but they said that she has sent $120. My daughter, she has not used $20 to buy me present before in her life.
Well,
So they believe in you. But
yes,
you can't
I agree. I agree.
Without structure, without organization, they're going to see you guys as another us that I want with it, all these babas. They come. God will bless you. Love you guys. Take care.
Thank you so much. So we are wrapping up now. Who else wants to give a final statement? Topper, you want to drop a final statement? Prince Obed, if you want to drop a final statement. Astoni also, and then we'll wrap up. Just those three, please. Any one of those three, if you want to drop a final statement.
Okay. My final statement concerning I've enjoyed, I've learned a lot from everything. I've learned a lot, and I'll say that this is just the beginning. I think that this level of engagement needs to continue, and we need to have this kind of meetings regularly, because what we keep at the top of our minds expands. And if we keep on talking about Nigeria and forecasting the dream and talking about how to keep engaging, we will galvanize more people to join. I've checked what is happening on Facebook. Many people joined and are commenting. Many of us are inside this meeting, and I really, really appreciate Mr. Stephen for putting this together, because until we start taking this level of ownership and
Hello, are you there? Hello, are you there? I think, Topper, are you there? I think her network is...
100 votes. And that's the target, the minimum. And if we are able to push for that consistency by 2023, we can make huge impact politically for this nation and in governance for this nation. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. I want to thank everybody for coming. I'm sorry we may not be able to take more than this. Even the person streaming on Facebook, the device is going off. Tomorrow, I want to appeal to us if we can come back again. I just feel we needed to have conversation, and that's why I brought all of us here, that we needed to talk. How many of us feel better, even as we're talking? We have not really achieved anything, but the pain is, is gradually going. There's, we are getting clarity. We are beginning to say, okay, you know what, maybe there are headways, there are things we can start doing. So if you don't mind, let's come again tomorrow. I will also invite some other people. Just talk. I think that's what we need to do right now. We don't have all the answers. We're confused. At least today now we know that the conversation we should even put forward, even if nobody died, is it okay to have gone to shoot peaceful protesters? Now we are getting clarity. We are redirecting the energy into the right conversations. Must somebody die to validate the evil of shooting peaceful protesters and hurting people in that process? Must somebody die? So we are having the right conversations, and we need to have more. I hope more of the celebrities that I invited will show up tomorrow. Let's talk. We need to talk. We need to have this conversation. I know young people are afraid. Everybody don't want to, they shouldn't say it was me. We just need to talk. Already, these people are afraid. I mean, you can see Buhari calling the Council of State meeting. Already he knows the level of what has happened. They know, right? As a senator, all of that begin to, I saw northern senators begging the guys in the north not to also revolt, like what has happened in the south. So we already have made a tangible statement. We already have already on the right course. I don't want us to go into the blame game. Is where do we go from here? Can we still all condemn what happened in Lekki Tollgate? Whatever happened, somebody died, nobody died. It was still evil, and still no. Can we all condemn the hoodlums that went to destroy, can we condemn those who kill policemen? Killing is killing. Whether it was a policeman or not, it was evil. Can we condemn those who went to Oba of Lagos Palace and took his staff of office? We are peaceful, okay, and evil is evil, and we condemn, every form of evil act that took place.
Together. We need to bring this one down.
We need to condemn it.
Your son, Samuel. Samuel.
So let's have that conversation. Let's have that conversation tomorrow. Please, I still want you to come on board. We'll still do it, find a way to push, some of the links. Let's just still talk. Let's just talk to ourselves. We have to be more structured now. We need to look at options. And thank you everybody for coming, for contributing, for Ahmed, thank you, Pastor Nee, thank you, TMO, thank you, Adeyinka, thank you, Dr. Pebawo, Mohammed Jega.
You're welcome.
Waju, thank you, Prince Obed, thank you. Of course, George, thank you for showing up.
Thank
God bless you. Thank you, Deepo, Adesina, everybody. Thank you. Even those of you who couldn't, Ashiri, thank you. Arole, you're supposed to be here. Hopefully you'll come tomorrow. Thank you, everybody. And those of you watching on Facebook, it's over 2 hours. And for many of you to have stayed that long for over 2 hours, God bless you. Yeah, the burning of TVC was evil. Was very much condemnable. It was evil. Let me say this on behalf of Tope. You can say I'm biased because, she works, partly for our company, and I'm kind of accountable for her in a way. But she was just doing her job on TVC, that Tinubu owns TVC or not, doesn't matter. She's a journalist. She works there. And as well as all of other of our colleagues, you can't say people shouldn't work in a place. They are journalists, and it's evil for you to think because Tinubu owns TVC, then they should burn it down. I don't think it's right. Tope's car was burned down. How is she going to get another car now? Right? So evil is evil. Anywhere we find it, it's evil. Thank God I even, we spoke in the morning and I told her, I said, I will advise her husband follow her. That because of what I was hearing on the street, people were pissed off and they wanted to attack anything Tinubu has. Thank God her husband went, because it took her husband getting all those hoodlums to even, go and get her and those people out. We don't know what we'll have been saying by now. So guys, we condemn all this evil, whatever ramification, whoever is doing it, please, we need peace in Nigeria. If we burn it down, okay, the question is, what then do we have to even rule or develop or to lead? And like I said, let's not allow some people to crack into us. Like I told Waju, he doesn't live in Nigeria. Can share his experience of when he was in Nigeria and what he faced. He's not in Nigeria. Anybody not in Nigeria cannot tell us to go to war. You don't have that credibility. If you are in Nigeria and you don't have any other passport than green, white, green, and you say we should go to war, I can even listen to you a little bit. But those of you who are in UK, you are in US, you are in the comfort of, all this thing, and then you want to say we should burn Nigeria down. No. I said no. And we all need to speak up on this. You can all go to my wall at Steve Actel TV, on Facebook, and also stream on YouTube at Steve Actel TV. Please share this. Let other young people watch it. There's a lot of ideas already out there. Let's share this. Love you all. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you all. Good night, everybody. Good night. Good night. God bless you all. Good night.